your dreams.
Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video, and today I'm just going to be explaining why Yinlin and Encore will not synergize that well. By the way, if you haven't done the content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you have watched my last video, you would know what Yinlin does. She does more than just support Electro. She'll also boost your party's liberation resonance, also known as your ultimate. Encore's main source of damage does come from her resonance liberation. However, Yinlin is not going to be able to buff Encore's resonance liberation. That is because Encore's resonance liberation basically gives her a super mode called the Cosmos Rave, I think. It basically increases the damage of her basic attacks, her heavy damage, her skill. Encore's ultimate is not really considered ultimate damage. In fact, when you use her basic attacks during her ultimate, it's basically considered basic attack damage, so it's not going to be getting the ultimate buff that Yinlin provides for the team. So unfortunately, our little Encore is not going to be getting another buffer, unfortunately. So Encore's best buffers as of right now are basically Verena, since Verena basically boosts your party's attack, and Sanhua, because her outro skill basically boosts your party's basic attack damage. The best support for Encore would be somebody that can boost basic attacks. The only character that we have that right now that does that is Sanhua. Maybe eventually in the future we can get like a 5-star version of somebody boosting basic attacks. It is unfortunate that our Encore cannot get a buff from Yinlin. However, there is a good side to this. In the Tower of Adversity, which is basically the abyss of this game, your characters will eventually get locked out. You will eventually need 3 teams. These 3 teams do not run consecutively at the same time. You'll basically run one team first, and then once that one team gets locked out, you basically use a second team, and once that second team gets locked out, you use your third team. Characters do get locked out, however, their equipment and weapon does not get locked out. So if you do decide to pull for Yinlin and also pull for her weapon, you can basically put Encore on one team, Yinlin on the other, and whichever team you used first, you can basically swap around the weapon. Yinlin's weapon is a pretty good stat stick for crit rate, since it has crit rate as a substat. I don't know if Kuro Games had the intention of allowing players to swap out weapons and gear in the Tower of Adversity, so hopefully they don't quote-unquote fix that or patch that up, because it is a pretty good clutch for any free-to-play players or any light spenders as well, or anybody that wants to maintain their resources effectively. Swapping around weapons and gear is a pretty good tactic in the Tower Adversity, since this game doesn't really give out as much resources right now. Maybe too late to talk about this anyway, but fuck it, I'll talk about it anyways. Yinlin is coming early. She's coming in a few days actually. You're most likely going to be seeing this video on a Monday, because I don't like uploading videos twice a day, because I don't think YouTube likes it when I upload twice a day. Anyways, Yinlin is coming on June 6th. They're basically fast forwarding the patch. I think this patch was originally going to end on July 4th, but now it's going to end on June 28th. Kuro Games also announced other stuff. They announced about the echoes being a pain to farm. I think they are doing a echo drop rate increase. They're also fixing other localization stuff, optimization stuff. Kuro Games is basically working extra hard to fix this game, basically. This game has been in a shit show for a while now because of some unlucky circumstances. Anyways, I think the biggest deal is the fact that Yinlin is coming early, and I think some people might see some negativity towards that. I don't particularly blame them, because whenever a gacha game does fast forward, it typically ends in failure. Most gacha games do this when they're like behind a Asian server, but in Wuthering Waves case, we're not really behind anything, and yet they are fast forwarding. Some people are speculating that they don't want to complete with Zenless Zone Zero. I don't really think that's true, because Zenless Zone Zero is a different game. It is an action game, but Zenless Zone Zero is not open world, so it is going to attract a different audience. It's basically going to attract people that don't want open worlds, but they want action. Not to mention, Hoyoverse basically has their own dedicated audience. People are gonna try it out and spend money on it. Some people speculate that they're doing this because they need funds quickly as possible. Even though they made 24 million, we don't really know how much of that is going into taxes. We don't know how much of that is going into, well, paying for the advertisements for this game, because this game does have a shit ton of advertisements. And having your advertisement shown on the local, I forgot the Chinese town name, but having that advertisement there is pretty expensive. To be honest, we don't know if Kuro Games does really need a lot of funds. I know some people speculate that they released the game early because they were running low on funds and they basically released it early to make some funds back. Could be true, but at the end of the day, we were not working for Kuro Games. We don't know how much this game costs. We don't know jack shit, basically. In a more positive light, fast forwarding to Yinlin pretty early could mean that Kuro Games does have a pretty solid future for Wuthering Waves. And since they basically have the game planned out, they're not really scared to fast forward. Anyways, it's too early to tell. Only time will exactly tell about the future of this game. I think this game will be fine. That's gonna be the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think, whether it's about Encore and Yinlin or the future of this game. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.